All right, everyone, how are we doing today? My name is Mechanico, and welcome back to the channel. For what I actually can say this time is more Warhammer. I know that's usually what I say, but I don't usually say that for the guys at Flashgitz because it's not associated, it's not legally associated, or whatever the fuck copyright bullshit is going on. Anyway, this is actually Tom and Don's personal account, so they are the creators of Flashgitz. And this is called The Dumbest Retcons in Warhammer 40k. I saw the thumbnail, I saw that they just posted this literally, I think it was Friday, and I was like, I've got to give this a wee watch. And I thought, why not watch it with you guys? So, it reads, Tom and Don discuss some of the absolutely egregious Warhammer 40k retcons that they're totally not going to secretly agree with. Sorry brothers, we're trying to get the choppy video footage fixed. You and me both, oh my god. You and me both. I actually did a quick Google of that word, and you can see I've even spelt it wrong up there, LOL. And it just means outstandingly, basically bad or shocking. So, new word of the day. Yes, new word of the day. We learn something new every day. But anyway, let's hop to watching this. It's 33 minutes, so in for a real treat. Let's go.
Warhammer 40k has been building its universe for nearly 4 decades. Through hundreds of novels, codexes, and endless fan debates, it's one of the deepest and most complex sci-fi settings ever.
He's wearing Meat Canyon
but
shirt.
with that much lore comes change. And over the years, Games Workshop has rewritten, reimagined, and sometimes outright contradicted its own canon.
Of course, some fans defend the chaos as part of the setting itself. After all, 40k's history is told through unreliable narrators, imperial propaganda, and half-lost records of a dying galaxy. Quote, everything is canon, not everything is true, is the quote that gets thrown around all the time.
But sometimes that just isn't good enough. Because today we'll be discussing the retcons and lore changes that many fans hated the most.
I just like looked at the background. I'm just like, those paintings are kind of cool, but the main one in the middle, it kind of gives me like Lord Farquaad vibes with boobs in a Mistress of Battle kind of top. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. And then we've got frickin' what's his face? The Necron dude. Smoking a big cigar. God, what is his name? Someone please tell me. That's gonna kill me.
Starting with the Half Eldar Ultramarine. I'm glad this one's gone. Around the second edition, Games Workshop removed law suggesting friendly alien relations. Good. For example, Ilian and this is why he had to go. For example, Ilian Namaste, an early character, was originally portrayed as the chief librarian of the Ultramarines, and he vanished. His unique backstory included a human mother and an Eldar father, making him a half Eldar, half human hybrid.
Interesting.
Early Warhammer 40k lore depicted an Imperium tolerant of way to ruin the setting, dude. You know what this was? This was like dorks who just fucking love the idea of having sex with an elf. You know, this is people who read Tolkien and they were like, oh my god, dude, I wish I could fuck Orwin. And then someone with better taste came along and said, like, that's just gonna make this dumb fantasy in space.
Also, being a half-elf is like the lamest thing.
I am half gay.
I'm half gay. It's like the lamest.
Can I get a little...
These guys.
Yeah.
I wonder how they met, literally.
John Hammer!
That's fucking right, baby. 32.
No, it's just like D&D bullshit.
It is D&D bullshit.
We're better than this.
Yeah, someone said this needs less D&D bullshit and more fucking Crusades, and I respect it.
That's 100% what this is, though. It's like, we have this sci-fi thing. What's cool with the nerds right now? D&D. It's D&D based on Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is sick. Yeah.
Games Workshop got their start by selling... They had
They're
like,
all the
UK
respective shit
to distribute D&D. So, I think Don is entirely correct. This was just the fucking, like, losers trying to figure shit out.
Fuck you.
Fuck you guys, you suck.
Fuck you.
Okay, so yeah, they depicted an Imperium tolerant.
Okay, they're not into that. Fair.
Even in high space marine ranks. Wow. This contrasts with the later, stricter, better, xenophobic Imperium that developed. Consequently, Natasasama's role as chief librarian was taken over later by Vero Tigurius. The retcon reflects Games Workshop's desire to portray the Imperium as deeply reactionary and correct, rigid, rather than having
they corrected themselves.
For long-time
Interesting.
fans, this is often seen as a weird relic from early editions, highlighting the clash between early goofy lore and not at all goofy modern grimdark narrative discipline within the Warhammer community.
That's mad. I didn't realize that they correct stuff.
This sucks. This should have been retconned.
earlier. It should be
I
retconned earlier.
think the video is called Dumb Retcons, but this is not dumb. This is good.
Am I imagining he has one pointy ear and one normal ear?
That'd be so awesome.
Because now I'm on board. That is so funny. That's now our lore. They can try and retcon that. Dude, like the whole halves of the face look like one eye is slightly more almondy. Just saying. Don't crucify the messenger.
Oh my god, bro.
Abaddon's 12 failed crusades. That was 13.
Oh, that's a cool piece of art. Dude, you put any fucking Space Marine in Terminator armor on a throne and it's the sickest thing you've ever seen.
Abaddon the Despoiler, War Master of Chaos, led 12 largely unsuccessful Black Crusades against the Imperium of Man over millennia. The fans mocked him for these continual defeats, calling him Failbadon. Failbadon.
We gotta get out of this hobby.
It
doesn't even fucking rhyme.
Oh, you fielding Failbadon today?
Clearly back when his fucking like arms would fall off in the middle.
Honestly, like, these guys are just funny without even trying. I don't even know, like, what to say, really. Like, they're just civilian. Like, these people need to be protected at all costs. Like, genuinely. Failbadon, the Armless. Kind of reminds me of, like, Ivar the Boneless from, like, Vikings or something like that. But, like, way more gimpy. Like, not even badass, you know what I mean? Like, it's me.
Of the match to add insult to injury.
In the 8th edition in 2017, Games Workshop decided that instead of just a bunch of random losses, the Black Crusades were actually all part of one big master plan.
Gosh.
Basically, Abaddon didn't mess up a dozen times in a row. He was just playing the long game,
really?
Carefully weakening the Imperium for one final showdown. The 13th Black Crusade destroyed Cadia and split the galaxy with the Great Rift, a tear in reality that tore the Imperium's territory in half. Abaddon is no longer portrayed as a serial failure, but as a master strategist and unifying force for the disparate Chaos Legions. The retcon effectively redefined Abaddon's role within the 40k mythos, transforming him from a background antagonist into a central figure in the current storyline. Abaddon's Black Crusade retcon sparked fan division. Some saw it as deserved recognition, others saw it as retroactive, inconsistent change. This marked a shift in Games Workshop's narrative from static conflicts to an evolving, serialized narrative.
Do you know what? In some ways, this is the ultimate fucking retcon, because they didn't just retcon, you know, Abaddon being bad at Crusades. They retconned the entire universe. It used to be stuck in the 41st millennium, and now it's the 42nd millennium, right?
Yeah, now it keeps ticking forward, which you can understand why it's necessary, but it also kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Endless need to, like, reveal some of the mystery. It was way cooler when the entire setting was shrouded in this mysterious tragedy, you know?
See what you mean.
Everyone just feels stuck.
Yeah.
But you can't have the stuckness and movement, but you also can't keep selling models for 40 years on the same background.
It's true. It's such a shame, because that, like, sense of mystique really just... Back when the Horus Heresy was, like, just this
I do
thing
agree with that, actually.
You could read little, like, snippets of it. It just gave so much allure. It was so, like, whoa, what happened here? Kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's fucking Destiny with a new raid coming out every 5 weeks. Like, and now, the new bad guy, Blork, has descended upon the high chaos
The
plains.
reskinned.
You're like, how are we gonna kill Blork? As far as the Crusades themselves, like, Crusades are fucking hard. You know that if you watched our video, ranking the Crusades. Go on, watch it out. Go, watch it out, watch it out. I do understand that he kind of seemed like a complete failure, so he had to do something, but I don't think a few failed Crusades is such a bad thing.
I think it makes the Chaos, like, a better bad guy. Like, Chaos, I think Chaos Space Marines were a later edition, obviously still super early, but the original antagonists were all goofy, like orcs and Tyrians and stuff.
Right.
And it's just like a fun space
Never seen that
adventure
arc
where there's
before.
half-elf Ultramarine librarians. So yeah, like the addition of Chaos as like a legitimate threat to the Imperium was good. This makes him more of a legitimate threat. So I get it. I think it has to happen. It just kind of sucks.
It's too cartoony though.
All of his Crusades.
Yeah, I mean, obviously repeating Crusades ad nauseum despite making zero progress has a lot of historical precedence.
But he did make progress.
Every time.
Yeah. His long master plan.
Crusades today, and we were like, okay, first Crusade, capture Jerusalem, job done. Second Crusade, yes, the leaders of it drowned, but did you know they diverted to Egypt and that laid the foundations? It's like you can go into this ad nauseum bullshit for eternity, but it just sounds like a cope.
Although, to be fair, setting up the 13th one as the good one does sound like gay Games Workshop lore writing.
More like Gays Workshop.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's 2 in 1 video.
Oh god.
Where that came from, boys.
We used to play at the Games Workshop headquarters in the U.S. It was called the Battle Bunker in Glen Burnie, Maryland. And they had an event when this happened.
Did they?
When Cadia fell.
No way.
Yeah,
Cadia
and I
fell?
was there, dude.
I was there when the
He was there.
The planet broke before the guard, dude.
Oh man.
We made a giant table and all the dorks were there with their models. There was like a giant
All the
gate
dorks were
to
there.
Cadia with like a city on one side and then like a big battlefield on the other, and they had like a LED warp portal in the table. It was really cool.
Oh
Who do you
shit.
think's the more insufferable fucking douchebag? The people like defending in that game or the people attacking?
Oh man.
I'm not gonna let you do this.
No,
I'm
come
not gonna
on
let you do
guys.
this, Derek.
Roll better.
I'm gonna break the gate to Cadia. Unleash chaos across the galaxy.
And you know what, man? It was
Oh,
fixed.
no.
It's like they knew they wanted them to win. Because every turn they kept like bringing models in from the back for the chaos side, coming out of the warp portal. It was
Oh,
like,
So it's like
shit.
a last stand.
yeah, it was
That's
like,
kind of sick.
It was kind of cool.
Unless you're a child and you're like, no! I can't fail him!
I can't believe it.
Can't lose.
They,
Oh my God.
they blew up the gate and then they made Kotios, the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
He was like standing in the gate, blown up. I was like, thick.
Dude, what the fuck? Why did you get all these sick experiences?
Yeah,
I just have
I
my
want
fucking
something
ice
like
cream
that.
tub of grey shame. This is gonna sound like the Monty Python walking uphill both ways. We used to make terrain out of like fish and chip shop like chip stabbers.
Aw.
We made like terrain out of them. That was our terrain.
Oh
And
man.
then
I wish
on
I'd
the
got into this
carpet,
hobby when I was like a
meanwhile,
kid. I really
the
do.
land of the free,
The
baby.
gates of Cadia. Your HQ probably did something cool too.
What HQ?
Like headquarters, Games Workshop.
Oh, I didn't even know it existed.
I guess that would have been Warhammer World.
Probably,
Yeah,
and when we
no.
went the first
Yeah,
time, it was kind of
there's one down in England.
Anyway, enough belly
Dog
aching.
shit.
The Terminus Decree. This is interesting
What's
because
this?
I've heard a lot of anger about this, but I have no idea what it is, so we're going to go on a journey together. A sealed box held by the Grey Knights was said to contain an order from the Emperor to be opened only in humanity's darkest hour. When the fuck are they going to know that is?
Yeah, it's quite a
One
few.
of 40K's greatest mysteries, and just recently its contents was partially revealed in July 2025 in the Grey Knights 10th edition Codex. The decree states that the Emperor must never leave the Golden Throne, be reborn, or ascend as a warp entity.
Okay.
If he does, the Grey Knights are commanded to return him to his duty by force,
Oh.
if necessary, even if that means killing or rebinding him to the throne.
Ow.
This revelation intertwines with several major storylines: the failing Golden Throne, demon incursions, the Custodes' role, and humanity's survival strategy, making the decree one of the setting's most consequential secrets. But many fans hated the reveal, arguing it destroyed the mystery that made the decree iconic. Others question its plausibility. How could the Grey Knights, vastly outnumbered by the Custodes, enforce such an order?
Yeah,
Fans criticize
yeah.
the Emperor's motives and the reveal's timing as a cheap shock, not a meaningful development, especially with other unresolved lore. Overall, the reveal felt like
Damn,
a cheap
Games
shock
Workshop can't do
stripped away one of
anything
40K's
without being like
best
fucking.
I actually think that lore in of itself is pretty interesting. I could see it being a letdown if you just thought it was such a cool thing to be a mystery, like we were just talking about a few minutes
yeah.
ago. But like, if we always
I
knew
didn't finish
what
my
it
sentence,
was,
but whatever.
then it would be pretty sweet, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because I was gonna keep quiet so that the fans would like me more. But
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah.
that is kind
Aw.
of weird. I was
Anyway,
just gonna like move
next
on.
one.
But now that you're being brave, I'm gonna stand by you. I'm gonna say actually not the worst. Although it is funny to imagine them trying to like wrestle a corpse back onto a throne.
I mean, like, what if they kill him? Then what?
These little fucking
Can they put him
guys
back
are,
on the
like, trying to
throne
push
even
him
if he's
down.
dead?
Maybe it is kind of gay. Like just thinking about it like that with all these little Terminators trying to like
How like it would be?
get back on the throne, dude.
It's not just his little skeleton; it's like warp entity thing.
But that
It's a
sucks
project.
too because it's like they know he could achieve that or become that.
Isn't their whole thing is they know like extra secrets?
I don't know. That's like next.
If he dies, he
level,
could
but
be
Emperor's
going to the
like,
warp, right?
Become Chaos God 5.
I take it back. I do think this is retarded.
I like
Oh.
it.
All right.
I think there's a thing about since going on the Golden Throne, the Emperor is portrayed as like fractured, like ultra schizoid. Like he has
Okay.
conflicting motivations.
We
and-
didn't need to
Oh.
know.
Well, I mean that's pretty old though.
Oh.
Yeah, but we didn't need to know. It could have just been a mystery. Is he alive? Is he not alive?
True.
The Astronomicon is like projecting from.
No,
his
but
fucking
people keep
third
asking
gap side, but
questions.
What is that? Is it all a ruse? No. In fact, he can talk to people, and he.
Yeah, probably should pause it when I'm wanting to speak instead of speaking over them. I feel bad. But the mystery thing is cool. But if you've got people that are like into this for like 40 odd years, you're gonna want answers eventually. I just think that, you know, often when you get the answers, you're then, unless it's like, I don't know, coinciding with like your ideas or like what you like, then it could be a hit or a miss. So I see where they're coming from. Like, yeah, the mystery is great, but like people do need and want answers, I think, in life in general. So I don't think Warhammer is any different. I just think, yeah, some of the answers we get are just maybe not as well thought of, or there's just plot holes, people tear it apart, like people love to tear their shit apart apparently. And as they should do. So yeah.
He's got split personality disorder.
Does he?
Yeah.
How?
With his mind. He's like, I'm the Emperor.
Well, fuck.
I'm the
We'll slowly
Emperor.
learn that we haven't really been deep in this in many years, but it was very important to us when we were little boys. So a lot of this is trying to remember. Anyways, I think this is kind of cool. Call me a casual or an old man that's been out of it too long, but yeah. The Squat's Resurrection. The Squats, 40k space dwarves, debuted in Rogue Trader as beer-drinking biker miners on high-gravity worlds. They were a full Imperium faction, complete with homeworlds, guilds, and a distinct aesthetic. But by the mid-90s, Games Workshop quietly removed them from the setting, claiming that they had been devoured by Tyranids. The Squats became a long-running meme as a symbol of a lost lore and corporate neglect. But suddenly, in 2022, they were reborn as the Leagues of Votan.
Oh shit, yeah, I saw that.
Reinterpretation re-established space dwarves as a major faction with new lore,
yeah, why did they do that?
Tone. But the resurrection split the fan base. Longtime players celebrated their return, but many felt the new Leagues of Votan stripped away what made the Squats uniquely tongue-in-cheek. The original Squats were roughneck miners and mercenaries who fit 40k's grim, dark absurdity. The new Votan, by contrast, are high-tech clone kind governed by ancient AI ancestor cores. Actually, someone thought that High Command is riffing off of ancestor cores. I had no idea they existed. I guess it's a similar concept, though. It's like a
I don't know why anyone would make any parallels between our show and any other sci-fi setting, because I don't see it.
So anyways, some saw this as an overcorrection, less dwarvish charm, or sanitized futurism. Others pointed out that GW has spent decades mocking fan requests of their return, only to bring them back once they saw the market opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, no shit. It's a fucking business. Well, you want them to like keep a line around that just fucking fails and bleeds them money? Hey, I like to jump on the Games Workshop hate train as much as the next guy, but like, if there's no appetite for an army, why would you keep it?
You think nobody was buying Squat?
Yeah, I guarantee it.
The Votan's reintroduction marked a rare instance of GW unretconning a retcon, proving that no part of 40k's lore is ever truly dead while there's minis to sell.
I really like the cynicism behind Games Workshop's move with bringing them back, because you know what they thought. They were like, okay, we've done every Space Marine literally fucking possible. We even went back to the Horus Heresy so we could make Space Marines versus Space Marines. How the fuck do we get more Space Marines into this setting? And then they made the dwarfs, who are just like another redux of Space Marines.
Let's make StarCraft Space Marines.
They're like humans in power armor, and they collect resources and fight aliens.
But they're short.
Yeah, like, come on. Everyone knows
Mini Kings.
What do you think of their flavor and lore versus the original Squats?
I think it's better.
Yeah?
I haven't read much about them, but the Ancestor Cores idea I think is fucking cool. The rest of it I could take or leave, honestly, I don't care, but I just think like drinking biker guys is just fucking lame.
Yeah.
We ride Harleys and drink beer, space beer. I'm like,
There's some
I agree with him. It's like kind of corny though, like what he was saying about the earlier stuff. Like it was a bit, some of it is a bit corny. And yeah, this new concept is really cool, but like, are they making any relation between biker dwarves and Leagues of Votan? Or is it just completely new, unrelated, separated? If then that's like, yeah, cool, whatever. I don't know, I haven't really seen enough about them to like consider that kind of like faction in itself. Like I love Necrons, the orcs, you know, you like the boys. And yeah, I do like Space Marines, like they are fucking cool, but yeah, overdo them. But I don't know, like everyone's got their slice of intrigue. I don't know. I like looking at all the different factions and seeing what they're up to. So I mean, I guess having a new one is kind of cool. And yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see if like they're anything interesting and if they're gonna keep going with them or if they're gonna stop it again. Because as the guy did say, like, yeah, if it's a business and they're not gonna make money, it's kind of sad. But yeah, I guess they could put their time and effort into something else.
Something about the aesthetic I'm still not too into, though.
I don't like the aesthetic either.
It's all like Moonlander.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Moonlander, Moon
They're not wrong
Buggy
again.
crossed with fantasy dwarves with like the same runes and stuff, and there's just something about it that doesn't feel like it fits. It doesn't fit together.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
But I feel like almost anything is better than like drinking beer and like being in leather with fucking sunglasses. It's like, bruh, I don't know.
I actually think I would like the
Neither
aesthetic
fit, to
if
be
they
fair.
didn't try to push the rune stuff.
But see, something like this, the design is actually kind of cool. But then if you go look
yeah.
at that guy who was pure fantasy, that's where it loses me. He could be in Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't know.
Alright, anyways, here's a big one.
Hiding
Agreed.
the Demonette's boobies. We talked about this before, but we'll talk about it again. In the early 2000s, the Demonette's models were at their peak. Metal sculpts showing cleavage and minimal armor.
Boobies.
Just cleavage, Tom.
A little more than that. But around 2017 or so, as the hobby was maturing, the models started wearing more covering.
Oh my
The
god, heresy.
bare breasts out front era is flagged as the beginning of the end for many. Some hobbyists warned, others foolishly applauded it for better molding, more poses, less fragile bits. Fuck off, dude. But the lore of modesty enters
he's
Slanesh's
defending
realm
this.
became a meme fodder on the internet. This is true.
It's very fucking stupid.
The boys want boobies. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't have the pleasure god be like, actually, I think it's sexier when they're fully covered.
And look like ghouls.
Sexy. Do you know what? Ghouls are sexy in their own way, aren't they? You're just like, what? No? No, they're so ethereal and mysterious. It's like, dude, I can see her fucking ribs. Bald is beautiful.
The whole thing with Slaanesh, again, is they're meant to be the chaos god, demonic embodiment of sexual perversion and desire. So the whole thing with demonettes is they're meant to like be luring the soldier out of the trenches to go fuck on the battlefield.
Okay, question.
Yes.
You're so ready.
Yeah, what's up? What is
What's he
it?
about to
What's
ask?
up, Tom? I got this one.
What is it?
Pass the pigskin. The question is, if Games Workshop had no boundaries, you know, no fucking moral qualms about redesigning them now, what would be the ultimate expression of Slaanesh, like sexiness, in the year 2025? Because I don't know if this body type is in anymore.
What do you think's in now?
They would have BBLs, their tits would be 7 times bigger,
For sure.
they'd have like enough lip filler to... Help me out, give me a joke. Enough lip filler to...
I don't have a name, sorry.
Man.
I don't know.
It'd be hot.
They'd be hot. They'd have their little noses sculpted to a fine point.
It'd have multiple giant boobs.
Oh, how many, Don?
The 3 sets.
Whoa! That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet you can find 3D printable ones though.
I bet you're right. I bet if you type in Slaanesh demons on Rule 34, they probably all have dicks too.
Yeah.
So, Games Workshop,
Got you.
if you want to like design for a modern market, those ideas are on us.
And now, last but not least, female custodies. You knew it was coming. The
did.
Adeptus Custodes, referred to as the 10,000 or custodians, is the force responsible for protecting the Imperial Palace and the body of the Emperor. Literally his body on the throne in the Imperial Palace on Terra.
I'm the Emperor.
The Custodians is an elite force of genetically engineered warriors who are widely regarded as the deadliest warriors in the whole
Fucking
galaxy.
cool.
Whoa.
However, in 2024, the game's 10th edition codex for Adeptus Custodes
I've got
had
many
some
of them.
interesting passages that caused some fans to raise an eyebrow. In the book's introduction, Games Workshop had specifically chosen to highlight a battlefield story concerning a female Custodes by the name of,
Caladace.
That sounds like a girl.
Caladace Toravalia Kesh. She was Persian too?
Fans were confused. This is the first time a female custodian was ever
Yeah.
mentioned in the lore, even though gendered language had been used in the lore for years.
Wow.
Older passages that come to mind stated, quote, custodians begin their lives as the
Infant
infant
sons.
sons of the noble houses of Terra. And, quote, it is a great
That's a
honor for those
plot hole.
of Terran noble descent to submit a son, end quote. How have the custodians been around for almost 40 years without without there ever being a mention of female custodies.
I didn't fight for this.
In 2019, writer Aaron Dembski-Bowden said there was no lore reason they couldn't be female. They were only written as males because there was no female models. On Twitter, when asked about why they added female custodies, Games Workshop replied, famously, quote, since the first 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodies, end quote. Even with the newer fans' openness to the idea of female custodies, many thought that pretending that it was always ambiguous was a disingenuous way of introducing new lore into the canon, especially in a modern age of shoehorning girls into everything.
You know what this was done? This was Games Workshop. They were doing one of these. Let me get my hogs out. There we go.
Hogs out.
Dipping their toes into the water to see what would happen if we did female Space Marines. Put an OnlyFans censor on that. Put a Patreon bar on that. People don't get that unless, I'm serious, people don't get that unless they go to the Patreon.
They also just did this with the lady heads a few weeks ago.
Oh no, but yeah, but that could just been shit sculpts. To reference what Don's talking about, a head kit came out to put different heads on your Space Marines for variety, and some people said that a bunch of them looked like women. So if you're a conspiratorial, it's Games Workshop boiling the frog and laying the groundwork and testing to see reactions. If you're not, they're just like Games Workshop sculptors being retarded and unable to do faces. Asian or female? The classic debate. What is possible to me is they're trying to diversify the line, right? But their sculptors have only sculpted white dudes for past 40 years. And anytime they have to do a different race, they just don't quite know what to do with it. And they end up with this.
I can't make my mind read the bottom right one. It's Asian. All it can be is like the most feminine looking square-jawed guy imaginable, or a female sculpt. So it even has like the little like mascara line.
3 dudes, 1 girl. It's official. At the very least, whoever painted that put a little mascara wingtip on it.
A little flick. They wanted to see what happens.
Flick.
Dude, when I saw this initially, I was like,
I don't know.
People are reaching, but
can't really see
kind
it.
of fucking red pilling me right now.
I think there was a handful more.
Oh yeah, let's look at more. Actually, this is fun. Let's look at more faces. Dude.
What are your thoughts on the whole kind of like female Space Marine custodies? I couldn't give a shit. Not part of the lore. Don't fucking break it. If there is room for it, then fine. But I mean, we have Sisters of Silence, Sisters of Battle. Like, what more do we need? If it's not part of the lore, as I say, I don't fucking care. Like, you don't need to add it in just for the benefit of people complaining. Keep it strictly to the lore. As I say, you're gonna get ripped a new asshole if you fucking deviate from the path.
Dude, oh my god.
Let's have a look.
Yes, look at that guy. I saw a model kit once, or a piece of art where like, oh, it's the new Space Wolves. Please go find the new Space Wolf heads. Everyone has to see this. It's so good.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I can't wait.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Why are you excited, Don? What do you think it's going to be?
Because I want to see an Asian guy.
Ah, there it is! Zoom in! Zoom in on his face.
His Viking beard, obviously.
Look at that, dude. He's got a fucking, like, Fu Manchu.
He does. That guy's laugh. Oh my god, infectious.
This is the most racist thing you've ever thought of.
That's always how it goes. It's like,
dude, we need to add some diversity. We need to make people feel welcomed.
Listen, we're just whitewashing him to give him a regular beard. They can't grow those. They can't grow regular beards. They can't grow regular mustaches.
Can you imagine him praying to the All-Father?
Yeah, fight on, Wolfkin.
His laugh, oh my god.
That's right, Sven Wolfgard, Sven Loganson, the Space Wolf. Oh, I love it, dude. That's my favorite new model of all time.
Whenever they're facing these dilemmas, they always pick.
Oh lord.
They had an artist do portraits of all the Space Marine chapters.
What a job that must be.
Ones.
Yeah, and
the White Scars one is so funny.
I feel like that's if they decided to make a black Space Wolf Terminator and gave him a fucking like disc in his lip. That's what I think that looks like.
What? What?
He just needs the fucking straw hat, dude. That's all he needs, and we're fucking like selling 1 trillion models. Some of these are really fucking sick, by the way. As a concept, I hate Space Wolves. I think they're so stupid. They're like, that whole fucking like, we're Vikings and we like wolves, so we've got wolf chariots and like fucking...
We drink ale.
We drink ale and pray to the All-Father. It's like...
I like it. I'm disagreeing with them.
But,
I like it.
Some of these models are sick. Like the beards, like that guy with the 2 like ginger fucking plaits. Sick.
Do we go back to the
cool.
female Space Marine faces?
Oh yeah, we're still prosecuting that.
So let's just go one by one if you zoom in.
Okay, wait.
So from
we're gonna pick every one. Go from the left. Okay, male. Number 2, borderline.
Borderline. I think people are maybe
Really?
worried about that one, but could be. Yeah, could be. I'll accept it.
Third one, male.
Third one, male.
Fourth one, male.
Fifth one, male.
Very sus.
It's
Sixth
getting a
one,
little sus.
those lips are a little too kissable. It's making me feel things.
Seventh one, male.
Male.
Eighth one, very fucking
Bro.
sus.
Yeah.
How do you, like, who on earth thinks that's male?
If you just put that in a lineup,
Yeah.
you would be like, that's a chick. Next one is male. That's just the light skin look. Light skin people just do that look. So that's not sus. That's just like
The last one, male, obviously. So next,
Okay,
pretty
let's see.
fucking
pretty
suspicious.
yeah. And the next one, like super fucking.
Virtually no room.
I love
to
how
deny.
they're just
There
going
are
through.
so many well sculpted male faces here. Of
Yeah, I ain't
different
fall for that.
races.
And also, this has literally never happened before.
Yeah.
So to have like an array
Okay.
of all these heads and people identifying multiple of them and know that they've been pontificating this a lot recently, which implies that they're gonna drop some lore just like Primaris,
Weird.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes this a thing. I don't think that they're gonna say, oh, there's always been female Space Marines. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's literally
The
gonna happen.
only thing holding them back is the fear of the reaction. That's it. Because you know full well that they want to do this and they have wanted to do this, which means the only thing stopping them is the fucking autistic rage screech.
The
that will
fucking
emit.
chuds, dude.
It's the chuds, for sure.
So anyways, this was a more recent thing. The Custodes thing
What's a
is a
chud?
little older now, but we can jump back to that.
Yeah, why don't we get down to brass tacks? Why is this something that people care about, or should care about, or shouldn't care about?
Yeah, let's try to lay out our precision, what is a concise way of putting your position, Tom?
I can reiterate what I said about female Space Marines, but it doesn't apply as much to Custodes.
Because they have different lore.
Yeah, so my position was everything that you put into a setting, especially something like 40k, is borrowing connotations from its subject matter that help build a rich, deep, and believable world. Things have connotations attached to them, and those are used to let you assume things. Simple example, if you have bright pink colors and bubbly shapes, you're automatically inferring from that it is like
Fair.
a girly and soft and not mature thing, right? Because of the connotations surrounding that color and those shapes. And let's say that color didn't always used to mean that. Pink, let's say, used to be for boys, but we're operating in the current like cultural fabric of what we understand. So when you have a setting that is so based on militarism and like monastic knights, you're using those connotations to like build this world and make it believable. This whole warrior monk thing, we have historical examples of going back thousands of years that you may not even think you've like looked into or thought about that much, but you would have been surrounded by it if you're in like a Western nation, especially your whole life. Whether it's like warrior lodges for men or anything of that ilk or other media you've seen, it takes those connotations with it. So when you then flip them and add stuff like female Space Marines on a dime, it reeks of what it is, which is people pushing the current cultural climate of the time into something that wasn't built to support it initially.
Yeah.
And you can have different feelings.
It
on
doesn't
that.
mean you
And
have to
second,
change it, for sure.
It breaks the immersion because
also
now
means
the
you can if you want, you know?
connotations of what was there before are being fucked with by adding connotations surrounding female warriors or whatever that come with it. So it's not just this thing where you can slot stuff out and slot stuff in and not have any impact on the thing as a whole and how it feels.
But Tom,
Yes.
the Knights Templar didn't have guns. They weren't super soldiers that could fly through space. Why can't they be girls?
Now, I'm gonna say it again. People always used to say that about Game of Thrones, about Samwell Tarly being fat at the wall, okay? And he's like, oh, but like, there's dragons, so who cares? Okay, why don't we add fucking RPGs to Game of Thrones? Why don't we add fucking AK-47s to Game of Thrones? It's because there are certain things that when you add them fucking destroy suspension of disbelief. But there's dragons. Why can't there be AK-47s? They're both as mythical within that time period as each other.
I got another example for you with Game of Thrones. The whole arc of Jon Snow going to the Night's Watch and being in this prisoner warrior lodge with the Night's Watch, and they're all men. And then him getting captured by the wildlings, and one of the warriors being a girl, the redhead. The reason that's special is because he comes from a world and culture where they're all men. And it's like, okay, here's this capable like wildling chick that teaches me how to eat pussy, you know? But that doesn't work if there's female
Lucky Jon
Night's
Snow.
Watchmen at all. She stops being special or interesting. And that's not arbitrary. But I think honestly, like the RPG versus Dragon, it's like the most potent example you can give. Both did not exist in the time period we're riffing on, medieval Western Europe. Both are equally as impossible to have happened, but dragons fit and RPGs don't.
Yeah, that's interesting. It would completely change. It would be more like a kind of like, I guess, like cyberpunk medieval time, you know. Yeah, I mean you could do that, but it would just be completely different. If you had that kind of tech, whereas dinosaurs are, you know, like mythical creatures. So yeah, I get what he's completely saying. Like it just changes the complete context. It would change the absolute theme of it to something else. You can't have both.
Why? Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Think about it.
That's right.
So back to Custodes.
That's what doesn't apply as much.
Because technically the lore doesn't box women out, right?
Space Marines really rely heavily on that monastic knighthood monk shit. Custodes, I don't get that vibe. The thing about female Custodes that I think bothers people, and I think justifiably, is it's more of a microcosm of this clearly has never been the case for the entirety of the hobby, and now because of the cultural moment we're in, we decide it's so fucking important that we put it in there. And then when people say, well, that's
it shouldn't
not really
be for that reason. They want to add it. It shouldn't be for that reason.
Decades enjoying, or the fabric of the world I love so much, which is based on like all of these archaic ways of doing things, is being changed arbitrarily for people's like political persuasion. And that fucking is like lame. It's not like creative, it's like agenda based. And you can be creative and agenda based, but it just very much feels like a product of the now going against something that people have loved the way it is for decades and decades.
Do you think that sentiment also extends to the other way they could have done this, where they come out with a lore reason that now there's female Custodes when there weren't before, versus just trying to say it was always that way?
Saying it was always that way is way more of a fucking slap in the face and spit in the face. Basically, it's gaslighting.
Oh my gosh, we hate that.
The previous one is just straight gaslighting you. No, it's always been like that. You're like, but there's no examples in 30 years of lore.
I agree. Yeah,
no,
just say it's happening now. If you want to do it.
Whereas changing the lore is like, it's fucking lame, because again, it's that, you know, this is important to us emotionally, or maybe capitalistically. Maybe they think they'll get more sales and women. That's always at play, and that's fine.
It's very difficult to imagine a lore reason that would be compelling enough in the story to justify it, beyond it just nakedly being...
All of this is about suspension of disbelief, and that just breaks it, right? Because now you're like, you can feel the creator's hands massaging all over it, and that makes it harder to like put yourself in it.
And by the way, to finish this out, Sisters of Battle are fucking awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah,
they really are fucking awesome, and they are literally the female analog to Space Marines, except that they're not super soldiers. But at the end of the day, who fucking cares? They have their own flavor that makes them powerful and interesting and unique from the Space Marines, versus just being female Space Marines called Sisters of Battle.
It's nice to be something different, you know?
Because they get this endowment of like magic powers from the Emperor himself for being ultra faithful. It's like really interesting, good lore. It's just kind of like, well, I don't like what I want what you have.
The counter argument they'd put forward is like, yeah, but Space Marines are the face of the hobby. They're everywhere. They're ubiquitous. Sisters of Battle don't get that much screen time, so like they want to participate in something that is the like forefront of the hobby.
Maybe the reason it's the forefront is because it appeals so deeply to the audience that buys all this shit. And maybe part of the appeal is how well realized and suspendable of disbelievable that lore is. And maybe when you try to make it appeal to everybody, you dilute it and make it suck for everybody. Like Marvel, you know? And any other property you can think of. So you think you're playing this game where you're gonna pull these people in and make them buy your shit because they can see themselves in it more, but it always goes the same way. It always just makes it suck and boring, and then people stop caring about it.
Roasted.
Well,
that was our funny video. That was our comedy video.
Thanks for watching, guys.
That was the
it's still funny without trying, you guys, honestly.
Silly retcons in Warhammer 40k. If you want more laughs and fun, and to dive deeper into the depths of Warhammer 40k's lore, check out our video.
I really enjoyed that. I actually learned some shit there.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and do the bell thing. Fucking goodbye.
You know, that was probably half the recording, and I don't want to cut any of it.
I actually, I really enjoyed that. Right, like I can't believe I wasn't already subscribed to them. Yeah, I like that shit. I like their videos. I like their Flashgitz, you know, cartoons, but I like them just chatting. They're creative, they're good with their words, they're funny. And they've got good shit to say. You know, they're chill, they don't give a shit, you know, they're kind of logical, realistic. I like them. They're funny. Good guys, apparently. From what I see. And yeah, I agree for like cultural reasons, like the way, you know, things are today. Like, I'm not taking anything away from the past or how things were different, and things are good now in the country I live in. But do I feel like that needs to reflect writing in which that wasn't a thing? Not because of cultural reasons, but because it just was the lore and the history and the way it was written. Don't do something for the wrong reasons, is all I'm trying to say. I'm not against having that. If you want to add it in and there's going to be some great reason and it's coming around, you know, like, I'm all for it. I'm not against the whole idea. But don't add it in for the wrong reasons. And I'm referring to the female custodies or space marines, etc. And, you know, going back to that Sisters of Battle, Sister of Silence, they are so badass. They are so awesome. I don't need to have what you have, and I don't fucking care. I'll watch it if it's good shit, if it's interesting. I don't care who you are, what you are. I will watch it. But anyway, what do you guys think of any more retcons that you have? Any more? Or is there any more dumb retcons that they haven't mentioned that you're thinking of? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, yeah, guys, yeah, know what to do. Go check out Tom and Don. Go check out Flashgitz. They're funny. I'm sure you guys know. They're everywhere. We love them. And yeah, leave a like and subscribe. Let me know you love me, because I love you back, and I will see you again next week for more content. Take it easy.